Okay.
Okay, so this is Thursday the 4th of January. I had my third cycle of chemotherapy at the Beatson yesterday, 3rd of January, Wednesday, 3rd of January. That should have been my fourth cycle, but the last one was cancelled due to staff shortages. And this time there was a few differences. I mean, the last time I'd got my chemo, the second cycle on the 24th of January, I had lots of bruising and blood in the back of my hand. It stayed for a few days. It was a bit tender. This time it was a different nurse, a kind of senior nurse, that did the put the cannula in, and it was absolutely painless, and she found a great vein. I don't have a single mark in my hand, so obviously it makes a difference. I mean, different experience, and also different. She tried to go in for a vein where she said it was a little valve, and she came out of it, but that's where the other nurse had been in previously. That's just a small point, not a complaint. Though I did hear the woman in the next bed saying that she did the same experience the last time. Anyway, so the chemo went really well. I didn't get the reaction that I got last time. They put in extra hydrocortisone. That was all good. I was in a different room. Previously I'd been in the Macmillan Daycare room 1, which is 10 beds, or long chairs as they are. But this time I got moved at the last minute into this room with 6 beds. Different ambience, and there was a guy who was been a builder for 50 years, in the building trade for 50 years. He talked and talked. I put my headphones on and listened to Genesis for a while, and it was very kind of calming. And the fact that I didn't have the reaction, I maybe had a 2 or 3 second feeling when the docetaxel, when the chemo goes in, as opposed to the saline solution, the Piriton and hydrocortisone, you do get a bit of a jolt. So I did get that jolt. But otherwise it was great, well looked after. Obviously they're thin with staff up there. They had staff running from place to place and running from bed to bed. And when there's so many little procedures to be done, you can see how it gets tricky. And they're doing 10-hour shifts.
Is that how long
That's how long they do. They do the shift. Now some of them like it. They get the weekend. They get 2 days off. The 2 days off. They should get 3 days off. But they seem to like it that way, because they liked it, the time. But I think the time that way, they must get tired. And that's long hours for people who are working with this kind of stuff, because you're putting, even with me yesterday, there was one hiccup, and that was that my oncologist had suggested extra hydrocortisone, higher dose of hydrocortisone after my reaction last time, and that he'd put that in the computer, but it hadn't filtered right through. They just saw it at the last minute, paused me, got the prescription signed off, brought it down, and this all added about an hour altogether to my chemo. But then I got that, and then that obviously helped with the docetaxel going in. So yeah, I'm fine. And again, apart from the hair loss, and my new thing is my hernia. I've developed a small inguinal hernia, which can be a side effect, actually, one of the side effects of the androgen deprivation therapy, because it changes things down in that area. But it's also 25% of men get them, and there's workarounds for exercises and things, because obviously it interferes with the weight training I have to do to strengthen my bones, to strengthen my muscles, and so on, because the softening of muscles is an issue for men, and can cause fractures and things. But generally my health is, I actually walked 7,000 steps yesterday on the day of my chemo, and I walked, and I went down to the shops with you and so on. So yeah, so far so good. And it's, my oncologist did say last Friday, you've only 2 cycles, it could still be unpredictable things and so on. I've got very small.
But now you've had 3.
Now I've had the 3. I'm halfway through, so I'll soon see, but I feel great.
Great.